Okay, I want you to picture this. Close your eyes. You hear the sizzle of a wok, so hot it almost screams. You hear the clang, clang, clang of a spatula moving at lightning speed. And all around you is this incredible buzz, a dozen languages all mixing together, people ordering, laughing, eating. That's the Singaporean Hawker Center. And that, right there, is where our story begins. So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth did this tiny island, this little red dot on the map, become one of the most celebrated, most legendary food destinations in the entire world? Well, the answer isn't simple. It's not just one thing. It's a massive, sprawling epic that stretches back over centuries. It's a story of trade, of people moving across the globe, and frankly, a story of survival. To really get the food, you have to understand the place. And for that, we need to go back in time. Way back, before it was even called Singapore. See, long before the skyscrapers and the modern city, this island was known as Temasek, and it was anything but a sleepy backwater. We're talking about a thriving 14th century hub, a true cosmopolis where ships, people, ideas, and, most importantly for our story, flavors from all over Asia were constantly coming and going. And you can kind of see the grand sweep of history right here. It starts as this ancient port, Temasek. Then, in 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles shows up and establishes a British trading post, which changes everything. And finally, in 1965, it becomes the independent nation we know today. Each of these moments, each chapter, added another layer to its identity and to what's on its plate. At the absolute core of Singapore's story is migration. You have waves upon waves of people coming to this island looking for a new life. And they brought their most important possessions with them, their family recipes. So, from China, you had traders and laborers. They brought with them the wok and that incredible, almost magical technique of stir-frying at a super high heat. They call it wok hei, the breath of the wok. It's that smoky, charred flavor you can't get any other way. And of course, they brought the essentials like noodles and soy sauce. Now, the indigenous Malay community, they provided the soul of the region's flavor. We're talking about those deep, earthy spices, turmeric, galangal, the slow burn of a chili sambal, and that creamy, luscious coconut milk. These are the tastes of the land itself. And then another wave of migrants from India introduced a whole new world of flavor. The magic of the tandoor oven, those unbelievably complex curry spice blends, and amazing breads like crispy, flaky paratha, which, let's be honest, is the perfect tool for sopping up every last bit of gravy. So what happens when all these different groups don't just live next to each other, but they merge? You get something totally new and unique. You get Peranakan culture. It's the ultimate fusion. Just think of a dish like laksa. You've got Chinese noodles swimming in a rich, spicy coconut gravy that is pure Malay. It's like a delicious conversation in a bowl. You know, if you want a perfect sample of this, just look at this incredible silver buckle. You can see the artistry from different cultures being woven together to create something beautiful and entirely new. That is exactly what happened with the food. Okay, so we have all these amazing ingredients and traditions, but who are the guardians of these flavors? That brings us to the hawkers themselves. And trust me, these folks are not just cooks. They are artisans, they are living historians, and they are the pillars of their communities. For the longest time, food was just sold right on the streets. It was chaotic, it was everywhere. But then, in the 1970s, the government started this huge project to move all these vendors into specially built centers. Now, the main goal was hygiene and public health, but what they accidentally created was something much, much bigger. They created Singapore's community dining rooms, and that's exactly what they are. These aren't just food courts. They're places where everyone, and I mean everyone, from bankers in suits to construction workers to students, sits side by side sharing a meal. It's the great equalizer. To really get the skill involved, just imagine the making of a classic dish like Char Kway Teow. It's like a dance. Noodles hit the searing hot wok with garlic and lard. An egg gets cracked in, the yolk just starting to ooze. A few splashes of soy sauce and chili. Toss in the shrimp, the sweet sausage, and then top it all off with crunchy bean sprouts and crispy bits of pork fat. It's pure artistry that takes a lifetime to perfect. But of course, a beautiful tradition like this, it's now facing some very real, very modern challenges. It's really a battle for the soul of hawker culture. On one side, you have tradition, the years of dedication, the secret family recipes passed down through generations. But on the other side, you have the pressures of modernity. The rent is going up, ingredients cost more, the hours are brutal, and a lot of the younger generation just isn't interested in taking over the family stall. But here's the hopeful part. Singapore is fighting to protect this legacy. And in 2020, something incredible happened. Hawker culture was officially recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This wasn't just some award. It was the whole world saying, yes, this is special. This is a global treasure. So, after this whole journey through 700 years of history, what's the big takeaway? What have we really learned? I think it all comes down to this really powerful idea. Heritage isn't some dusty thing you stick in a museum. It's alive. It's relevant right now because it helps a country and its people understand who they are and figure out where they're going next. Because in the end, food tells the story of Singapore better than any history book ever could. In every single bite of chicken rice, in every slurp of laksa, you can taste it all. The ancient trade routes, the long journeys of migrants, the struggle for independence, and the beautiful, messy, delicious fusion of it all. A crossroads of the world, then and now. I have the power of snacks.